We're live.
What's going on, Jess? Another
What is
episode.
going on?
Another
We
episode,
are
boys.
are we talking about Cap today or
Cap.
what are we talking about?
We're gonna recap the Cap.
Recap Cap.
We're at the mid season after the fourth episode of the 6-episode series, which is delayed. Recap.
Yeah. There was a mid-season trailer, wasn't there? Right after episode 4.
Mid season at 2/3 of the season. So, but that's okay.
Somebody over at Marvel forgot to take a math class. Apparently,
who's the whole the pandy? The pandy kind of threw things off. Schedule, and someone was like, "Whoops,
whoopsie."
What is this low power mode right out of the gate?
Oh no! Are you plugged in?
Will be. Wilbur. Hey guys, sorry.
Bueller.
Throw off the episode, Bueller. All right, so all the craziness that is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to start?
Oh, you can go ahead.
What is this? I don't trust anything. All right, so diving in, annoying the listeners. With the water. So, all right, we're all the way up to the 4th episode. I mean, if you're watching this now, that you've probably dove in deep and seen at least the ending. I want to go over the ending. I'll start right with the ending. So, spoilers. The last thing we see is the new Cap, John Walker, essentially murder someone in the streets, not on camera. That's what allegedly would be murder in the first degree. I think that they would charge that, but then they'd probably wind it down to some sort of manslaughter or write it off as some sort of, I don't even know, war crime. Who knows? The repercussions of this, well, just seeing something like this on, like, in the MCU is wild because it's really dark. The last dark thing at this level that I can remember was in Endgame when it was Hawkeye or Ronin cut the I think it was the throat, and that was like whoa moment. But like this was like blatant, like that was like a kind of small thing that happened within the universe that no one really saw. But this is like it's a filmed event for this guy that is now presented on the world stage, representing someone that was beloved by almost all. And I think it's really going to change the direction of how the MCU goes in some of these more grounded episodes that are shows that aren't so cosmic based, and like they really have to connect with you on that Earth-like level. What do you think of that last scene with John Walker?
Yeah, it was shocking to me, even though, especially toward the end of the episode, you could see that that's what they were building toward. It still was a very like harsh and visceral feeling to see somebody wearing the Cap uniform and just brutally murdering somebody, and just like seeing that happen, or seeing him like bash the shield in his head multiple times, and like just like to see somebody given to anger that much is something that we haven't really seen in a Disneyfied Marvel property, I feel like. And you mentioned Ronin, that it was fairly similar, but we just don't see a lot of blood in the MCU. Now that I think about it, it's just always like, punch, kick, and they fall over or get hit into a wall. But yeah, I just thought it was really like, I don't know, it just did something to my soul. I didn't feel good after I saw it. When the credits rolled, I was just like, that just doesn't feel good to see that happen.
Right. And I think from a story standpoint, I think they achieved what they wanted to achieve. Is they made you really feel something, like tear your heart out kind of feeling. And like I applaud them for that writing, and then for that acting, for like that scene. It is a very pivotal point for this story, and then just the greater stories. I definitely kind of appreciate that, even though it made me feel like, oh, I don't want that. But as much as I don't want that, like I want this story to be powerful and impactful and to have meaning. And I feel like they almost had to go there to bring that tragedy to life, and to show the contrast between like the Steve Rogers journey and the Sam Wilson journey. And there's a lot of other content creators showing those similarities between, you know, Captain America, like Steve Rogers, Sam Wilson, and then John Walker, and how they handle these situations, you know, differently. Like the rhyme and reason, like Cap lost Bucky, or perceivably lost Bucky, but he still had that moral character to he wouldn't kill an unarmed man, right? Essentially, I don't think he'd kill anyone that wasn't Hydra.
Right.
And when he lost Bucky, like he still didn't lose that, you know. And you see Walker, as soon as he did, like as soon as he lost his friend, like it snapped, and how it affected him. Kind of amplified.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't really put that together. Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and then you have, like, you could see these weird similarities, like with Sam Wilson wanting to talk to what's the character's name? I can't remember.
Carly Morgenthau or something.
Yeah, Carly. Like he wanted to talk her down. Like handle this in a peaceful way. And that was like similar to what Steve Rogers would do. Like, hold on a second before we go in there guns blazing. Like maybe we can end this peacefully without any more, you know, bloodshed. And then like, he has that moral compass and that solid character of, you know, we don't always need to go in guns blazing. Like we can work this out. And John Walker just kind of just being impatient, being like, no, I have to force this. You know, that very militaristic, get the job done, kind of out, like just way about things. Like the job is done no matter like how you got there, the job's done. And Sam, along with Steve, had this, like the job has to get done, but it has to be done a certain way. Like we can't lose that moral compass, or like we're just as bad as the baddies, right?
Yeah.
So like I really enjoy how they're kind of telling that story, and to see like, is Sam actually in the picture of guilt? Because the precedent for it in the comics, it seems to be leading that way. Steve Rogers thought it was the appropriate person, but is he going to do that at the end of this? Is Kevin Feige like just punking us with all this extra teasers that we've been getting with him down in Louisiana, like throwing the stuff at the trees of it? Because
maybe that's not even in it.
Yeah, he's done that before. The Iron Spidey scene,
right?
And then Thor like floating around with Stormbreaker, like all that stuff. Really, he was fat. It's all fake.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So it could be punked. Like Bucky could pick up the thing, or he could still not take it up, or whatever, or it could be resolved in something later on. You know, it's almost like, I think we're being led to believe it's like that reboot of RoboCop, where RoboCop has this black outfit and he's like this militaristic kind of thing, and you don't see the actual look of the RoboCop until the last scene. And
right.
But at the end, you're gonna see this new suit with Falcon, and he's gonna have the shield, and he's Captain America now. Like, there's no guarantee that that's coming.
Yeah. There's no guarantee, but I think it is. The only thing that I worry about is that, is Sam with Captain America decoration really Captain America? Like, to me, John Walker is representing it a lot better, because he's actually, you know, he doesn't have a Falcon suit on him, and he's pulling off athletic moves in a way that's like really replicative of Steve Rogers. And like, I don't know if I see that yet from Sam Wilson. Maybe it's just because he's got the Falcon suit on, but like, I don't know. It would just be odd to me to see somebody flying around with a Captain America shield and then like throwing it every once in a while. I don't know. It just doesn't really seem like Captain America to me. unless
Yeah,
he like gives up the Falcon suit. I don't know if he does.
no, I get it, but I think I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from, but that's why I press on that. Like the moral, the real, like the real heart of the character of Captain America and Steve Rogers was that moral compass that he had.
Sure.
Before, before he like, and that is like, I feel like that's the heart of the meaning of the Shield to the story, the MCU universe, how people see that, like that resolve, that purity of character, and we can see that even though like the way John Walker looks at Captain America, it's like Captain America is like this strong war hero, but all the people that knew him was like, no, he was the man of resolve and character. And it's weird. It's going to be weird to see Falcon take up that moniker, but like, are we still going to call him Captain America, or is he just be like, no, call me Sam, or like, no, just call me Falcon. You know what I mean? I'm just carrying the shield,
Yeah.
Or is he going to be like Stars and Stripes? Because I don't think he would take. We saw in earlier episodes when Zemo asked him, "Would you take the serum?" And he was like, "No," like right out of the gates. Like I don't think he would, even if he was presented it later. But that being said, we're at a point in the MCU where you don't necessarily have to have that. He's got almost a similar moral compass to Steve Rogers, but not the super soldier serum. But he also has the brains and know-how, but he's also got the Stark tech. You know what I mean? So we're at a point where he doesn't necessarily need to have that super soldier serum if he has the right equipment and the right team, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it makes sense. I think it's a necessary evolution for the idea of Captain America. Like it's not just the stars and stripes, it's the person that's within it and the person that's wearing them. And I think that Steve did an incredible job of that. Like you can see his character when he, even though he didn't take the serum yet, when he like jumped on top of the grenade, or and multiple other things when he did wear the Captain America suit. It accentuated his positive characteristics, as I think was one of the lines about the super soldier serum. And now it's accentuating the negative characteristics of John Walker.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that who's underneath the shield is a very important part. And so maybe we have to give up some of those more aesthetic characteristics of Captain America. Like, I don't know, just in the way that he's a little bit less grounded and from a physical sense. Maybe he's more grounded because Sam hasn't taken the super soldier serum in a metaphorical sense. But yeah, I don't know. It's just something new and something, I guess, in my mind, that when Sam takes the shield, that I'll have to keep reminding myself of, even though he may not look from a physically grounded standpoint like Captain America, he can still embody those characteristics that Steve had. And I think, maybe that's the main thing.
Yeah, I think it's you need that pure leadership is what it is. And the shield is not the shield. It just is a symbol of a shield. It's a defensive thing. It's what are you defending? What's behind that shield? What's it worth defending? And it's not for attack. And we clearly saw that in that last scene. He attacked with it,
Mm-hmm.
And there'll never be another Steve Rogers. I don't think Sam's going to be like someone who picked up Mjolnir. That would just be bizarre.
Yeah.
But I don't know, those leadership characteristics I think will always be there, but it's no longer this I guess where John Walker gets it wrong is I have to be Steve Rogers, and it's no, you have to be you, right? So it's this, Sam is not Steve, he's Sam, right? very different, but still a leader. I think that's pretty cool, but I have one question I want to ask you before we finish up, man. What about Isaiah Bradley? He can't just be in this for 10 seconds. Come on. I want to see some like old and new. I want to see like some flashback Isaiah. I want to see some new, like
some flashback Isaiah. Really?
I want to see him rip off Bucky's arm. Like, let's just go back. See that scene, where she was like yoked, the yoked Black Captain America running out with a shield and beating up the Winter Soldier and just like crushing, like throwing stuff through walls.
Dude, that might be what happens at the end, because the scene where John Walker in the trailer says, "You guys really want to do this?" It looks like they're about to fight John Walker. So maybe like they haven't taken the serum and they're fighting him. They can't, his power is almost insurmountable. And then Isaiah Bradley comes in and helps him out.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. Or something
could happen.
Something along those lines. Like, I want to see it. Like, maybe like Isaiah comes in the last second or something. Like, it's almost like the Mjolnir moment where like it just goes flying and you're like, wait a minute, who threw that? Maybe it'll just be one of those things where like the shield goes flying and it's Isaiah Bradley just all like yoked and be like, "Get out of my house." I want to see it. I didn't know about that story, but like it's intriguing to me, like this hidden kind of gem. Like, probably gonna go pick up a copy of it or find another copy of it and read it, because it's just this kind of hidden history. I like finding that kind of stuff. It just I don't know. It's just very intriguing to me, and to see that character, whether or not he's going to be around like for a long time or not, like just to see that kind of that backfilling missing thing,
Yeah, I'd love to see where they take that. I wonder if that's one of those things that's going to have a lasting effect for the MCU, not just the end of this show. Maybe he'll exist beyond this show. I don't know. I did. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I can just cut you off.
I was gonna bring up something else, but we can go ahead and say what you were gonna say.
Well, I want to say like maybe at the end, like Sam like brings it to the public. Like maybe he tells the whole story of the Shield. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That honesty about like, listen, it's not just about Steve. Like, there's more to this story. And we hear that in some of the trailers, but it's cuts where it's just like the history of that shield is, and then there's like an audio cut and you hear complicated. We don't even know if those are from the same things, but like maybe we'll get to see that through Sam, telling that story when he sees the big picture. And like, I think someone like Sam will see the big picture and connect with people more, because he's got to connect with people from after the blip. Like he was blipped too. So he'll, I think connect,
Yeah, definitely.
So what else what was your other thought?
Yeah. This is just one last thing. I know you have to go, but who do you think that the cameo is going to be in episode 5? The director keeps talking about it, or the showrunner.
I hope it's Isaiah. I don't know who the director is talking about. He's just trying to hype.
It's Paul Bettany.
You think it's Paul Bettany?
No.
Go with Paul. Maybe it's Paul. Maybe it's. Well, I don't know when this takes place. So, in reference to Wanda, it's after. Would that be wild? White Vision shows up, and he's just like, "None shall pass."
Exactly.
Oh yeah. I don't know, man, because it's either that or what's that? Isaiah's grandson, maybe.
Oh yeah, I forgot about his grandson. Does he have powers too? Did he take the serum?
I don't know. In comics, it says that he was like essentially juicing, like taking something regularly to help him get his powers. But I mean, there could be something hereditary through that. We don't know. It'd be interesting to see how they do it, because there's obviously hints of the Young Avengers, and he was part of that. So I would be interested in that storyline too. Just to see how that goes. Maybe you'll get Isaiah and his grandson in a scene. something along those lines.
Yeah,
But
that'd be cool.
I don't know, man. I'm interested to see like the kind of Star Wars-esque kind of like past, present, future, all kind of happening at once stories. And then I'm also cool with the multiple team kind of theory, not just the multiverse. Like you could have Thunderbolts, you could have New Avengers, you could have Dark Avengers, you could have Young Avengers. Fantastic. You could have all these multiple things going on at once. And I'm down for all. But as for
I feel like
I don't know if it's going to be anything wild.
Yeah.
Knock your socks off. I mean, the boner joke.
I know we really have to temper our expectations after.
You know what though? I'm leaving hints. I still have some faith in that because she picks up the pictures and his name. It's like a picture of like, oh, you're this guy, like he's an actor or something like that. But you know what? He could be the missing person still, and that could be files he got from the FBI to conceal his identity. Like this is your new identity.
Yeah. The showrunner of WandaVision actually seemed to play coy about whether Evan Peters is going to show up in the future. So I think there's something extra that we still haven't seen, and probably will be picked up in Doctor Strange too, I would think.
I can't imagine putting that much money into a dick joke.
Exactly.
I know that wasn't it, but it was a joke from like another sitcom, which wasn't, that kind of joke.
Yeah. I do think though that, like, I don't have my hopes super high, but I don't think it's going to be a character that we've already seen. I'm pretty sure that the creator of the show said it was somebody that is an award-winning actor, but we haven't seen in the MCU yet. So it's somebody new.
Yeah.
I heard somebody say that it could be Goldie Hawn, who is Wyatt Russell's actual mother, which could be really interesting.
I heard that.
Yeah, because apparently somebody who saw the person on set said it was a blonde woman, which she is. And I think she's won awards as well. And so like it'll be a cool thing if she actually played John Walker's mother in the show too. And after killing somebody cold-blooded in front of so many people, he would probably want to go back to a mentor or a parental figure. So I think that'll be interesting if they go that direction.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Like, yeah, maybe that something like that makes him like put down, like give up trying to be that person. Trying to be America, trying to live up to something he can.
Yeah. Maybe he goes a slightly different direction, and like maybe even though it looks like they're teasing that they're gonna fight at the end, maybe he turns good. Who the heck knows? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he just goes AWOL like White Vision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have so many different storylines just kind of being seated different places. But we should probably wrap this up.
Sure.
Getting late, but it's great talking to you. Probably put this on the channel if we can. There's a YouTube channel now, MCDC Wars.
Subscribe
soon. Subscribe. Comment.
Like.
You can comment on Anchor. I think you can there's a thing where you can send us questions, and we'll probably do some comic book giveaways. I have a whole stack of like Superman and some Marvel stuff that we'll be doing for subscribers, giving away on the channel. So if you got this far into the podcast, thanks for listening. Jesse, until next time.
Yes, it's been a heck of a time. And when are we gonna have the next episode? Next week or 2 weeks?
Yeah, let's do it next. Let's try to get back on creating more
back
content
on track, back on the saddle.
Talk about it's been crazy. It's been crazy with COVID and whatnot. I don't even say with COVID, just with life. I've been watering the grass. You want to know what I've been doing? I've been trying to fix my lawn. It looks terrible. I'm at that age where I'm just like, I gotta get these dandelions and there's so many rocks, wood chips. It's been out there for days.
Oh my gosh.
Still looks terrible. I'm like your old man. Except I'm not gonna call someone and then say I did
it. Kevin, guess what? I mowed the lawn today.
Look at that.
You're on your lazy button. I'm mowing the lawn.
Look at all this mulch I put down. I put it all down myself.
Oh yeah, he's all excited about his mulch. He was telling me about it the other day.
7 hours. 7 hours. I put the mulch down all by myself. I'll get a coffee now.
Small block, but the half a sweet and low.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm getting my treadmill fixed. I get his treadmill fixed tomorrow for a month now.
Oh my god! All right. Well, I'll let you go. Thanks so much for the podcast.
Love it, man. Till next time.
All right. We'll see you.
All right.